Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for March 11, 2022. So the first thing, for you jazz guys, they just announced a brand new contemporary series, all analog reissue campaign coming. They've only announced 6 titles, but there's going to be a lot more of these in the series. This originally was supposed to come out 5, 6, 7 years ago. It didn't come out, but now we're getting it. They've only announced 6. I'm sure there's going to be 25 plus coming out in the future. But the 6 they announced, some are great, some are good. But let's start off with what we got coming out first. May 13th, here's a great title, Art Pepper Plus 11. This is a stereo title. Actually, every one of these are stereo. That's May 13th. And they're actually reasonable. You know, they're under 30 bucks. So, you know, for an all analog, cut by Bernie Grundman. It's kind of cool that they got Bernie Grundman to do it too. So Bernie Grundman actually has his roots in Phoenix, Arizona. After he left Phoenix, Arizona, working for audio recorders, he was off to the West Coast, and he actually started over there at Contemporary. So in this era, Bernie Grundman was at Contemporary. Then, 50 years later, 60 years later, almost, you've got Bernie Grundman going back and recutting these from the original analog master tape. So that's kind of cool in itself, kind of how that's taken place. But May 13th, Art Pepper Plus 11th. Then we've got June 10th, Barney Kessel and Shelly Manne, the poll winners. Followed by July 15th, 4 by Hampton Hawes, Barney Kessel, Shelly Manne, Red Mitchell's on that. We've got Benny Carter, Jazz Giant. That is coming out August 12th. Shelly Manne and His Friends, Fair Lady, September 9th. And then probably the most popular contemporary title of all time, Art Pepper Meets the Rhythm Section, coming out November 11th. I'd put that up there with Sonny Rollins' Way Out West. I actually prefer Sonny Rollins' Way Out West. That's probably my favorite title on contemporary, but this is a second. It's a great title. They're doing a mono version of this for Record Store Day that's going to be limited to around 6,000 in the United States. So it's going to be rare and not very easy to find. But yeah, all of those are on the website now, available for pre-order. Keep in mind, they're staggering them out over the next 6 months. But yeah, looking forward to that. Okay, new arrivals. There is an absolute ton of them to go through, so this is going to be a long-winded video. All right, so Duke Ellington and John Coltrane. This was supposed to come out some time ago. It didn't, but here it is. This is from the Verve series. Impulse title, gatefold. Probably done by Ryan Smith, who did this one. Doesn't say, but I believe Ryan Smith cut this. Tip-on jacket, all analog, cut from the original master tape. Good title. I was really, you know, the Coltrane titles have always been in this series. They've been the big hitters in this. This is the titles that everybody seems to gravitate towards the most. And I think this, you know, Love Supreme's a great title, but this is a really accessible title. For a lot of people compared to some of them, you know, Love Supreme, which is a little bit more avant-garde. But yeah, John Coltrane and Duke Ellington. Elvin Jones is on there as well. But yeah, good title. Okay, got a restock from Mobile Fidelity. Duke Ellington at Newport. And then this is a title that was going for over $100 a couple of weeks ago. I didn't know if this was ever even going to come back. Cyndi Lauper's True Colors. I actually got both Cyndi Lauper titles in stock right now. She's So Unusual and True Colors. They did 2 of them. Huge amount of Pure Pleasure restocks as well. I'll show you guys that. I started showing them last week, but we just got to the order, so I didn't really have too much to show you. Pale Waves, Who Am I? The new album featuring Change, Easy, She's My Religion, and more. This is on Dirty Hit. Johnny Marr, Forever Dreams Part 1 through 4. And this is a double, and it looks like parts 1 through 4 actually each get their own side of the record. We've got a Liquid Tension Experiment on Cleopatra. Double disc. Todd Rundgren, Johnson. Pink vinyl. Also on Cleopatra. All right, Hank Williams, I'm Gonna Sing, The Mother's Best Gospel Radio Recordings. Let's see. First time ever on vinyl. 3 LP black vinyl triple gatefold packaging. All right. Thurston Moore. Scream Time. This is on Southern Lord. Really cool back cover on this one. Really elaborate. All right. Music on vinyl. The Church. Gold Afternoon Fix. This is actually on gold and black marbled vinyl. Limited to 2,000 copies. Let's see. Do they number them? Limited to 2,000 copies, but the sticker, it's not numbered. All right, the Mars Volta. This is Tromulent, but this is the glow-in-the-dark vinyl version. I got some European issues of this. You know, the European release of this, oh God, months ago. But it looks like this is going to be, this was meant for the domestic market here. But it's a glow-in-the-dark vinyl variation. New album from Ghost. We've got the standard black vinyl version. And the indie retail exclusive Orchard Vinyl plus bonus stickers. Yeah. That should be pretty popular. People have already been asking me for it. Kenny G. New Standards. There he is. Let's see. A little bit of Milestones, Anthem, Rendezvous, Paris by Night. Double disc. Dear Evan Hansen. Original motion picture soundtrack. What do we got here? Oh, also from Mobile Fidelity. Finally, I don't know what took so long, but we got the Eagles self-titled SACD. Finally in stock. Okay. I think there were some production issues with that the first go-around. I don't know what happened there, but we never did get it when it first rolled out. Summer Walker. Still over it. Double disc on Universal. Continuing with the PJ Harvey reissue campaign, the Hope 6 Demolition Project demos. Though I feel like this came out already, but yeah, here it is. Gary Moore, live from London. Let's see, anything special about that? Heavyweight, 180 gram, 2 LP vinyl. It's got a little hype sticker on the barcode on the back. All right, Band of Horses. Things Are Great. Limited edition, translucent red vinyl. Melvin's Eggnog. This is on Boner Records. Pretty Boy Floyd. Size really does matter on purple vinyl. Holy cow, all kinds of stuff this week. Midlake, The Trails of Van Occupanther. 180 gram gold vinyl edition includes a download card. Maya Friedman. Under the New Light. Alrighty. Aleister Crowley on Cleopatra Limited double red marble vinyl. I think this is Cleopatra. They tend to use... Actually, it doesn't say what label it's on, but they the Cleopatra stuff all tends to have that same hype sticker. Hence this next title. On Cleopatra, Morning Noise. With the same hype sticker. Got an original of this in a collection. Came in the store a couple days ago. It was like we were running out the door on our way to a concert. And guy came in and hurried up and bought it and then took off. Saw 2 concerts this week. This is last week now, we saw Gary Newman, which was a concert that I didn't anticipate it actually being as good as it was, but it was actually fantastic. He was, he went and did the old stuff, but he had his new album. He was touring Intruder, and it's actually really good. I didn't anticipate actually liking the show, but I did. Then I went to see Bob Dylan, which I actually anticipated not liking, and I ended up not liking it even less than I already anticipated not liking it. But yeah. What are we looking at here? Jeremy Ivey, Invisible Pictures. Glad I went to it, though. Love Bob Dylan. He's a legend. Biohazard, Urban Discipline, 30th Anniversary Edition. This is numbered 3946 on the back from Runout Groove. Runout Groove, I've told you guys this many times in the past. They are a print-to-order label. They'll send out order sheets on this months in advance, and they typically make them to order. So their numbering tends to be really weird. If they get orders for 787, that's how many they make. Probably more than that. I don't think anything's been that low, but you know what I mean. From Sony Music on Vinyl, Carocus. Dirty Dynamite. Sleepless in Seattle. The soundtrack. You can tell they did a really good job on that cover too, boy. That's some high quality scan work they did off of what I'm assuming is the VHS box. This is on Real Gone Music, featuring Jimmy Durante's As Time Goes By on Sunset Vinyl. I like how they nice and tactfully placed that hype sticker right in front of the actual hype sticker. That was probably on the original VHS cassette that they scanned this from. So yeah, Master of Reality reissue with Ginger Baker on drums. I actually listened to this the other day. Pretty good. This is the clear vinyl pressing. Rex Orange County, who cares? Yeah, that Master of Reality was something I wasn't actually familiar with. Somebody in a video maybe a year ago on one of the last presses is like, oh, you should really check it out. It's good. And it was. Who cares? Not about the Master of Reality, but about this record, because this is Rex County Orange, and the name of it's Who Cares? It's his new album, according to the little thumbs up sticker there on it. Wax Taylor. The Shadow of Their Sons. This is a Record Store Day Essential. So a Record Store Day Essential is essentially a Record Store Day type exclusive to record stores, but not on Record Store Day. So you have to be an independent registered record store, with the Record Store Day folks to get a Record Store Day exclusive. And here we have The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, one of the most iconic soundtracks of all time with the original Italian cover. This has been on my Discogs want list for maybe 10 years. I've still not gotten an original Italian copy. Feel free, if you have an extra, send it to me. It'd be fantastic. But yeah, nice to actually have this in stock. It's one of those soundtracks, there's a couple of soundtracks that Back to the Future, The Good, Bad, the Ugly, all the Star Wars stuff, you can't keep it in stock. But love Ennio Morricone. I've said it many times on these live streams. I think next to John Williams, he's the greatest, film composer of all time. And many people even disagree with that. But, they're both great. But yeah. More soundtracks from Goblin. This is another Record Store Day exclusive, white vinyl of Zombie. And one more Record Store Day exclusive, a Suspiria, another Goblin on white vinyl. Man, I feel like these were ordered 6 months ago. So they were quite some time in advance. All right, Soul Asylum, Lich Dim. Your dim light shine. I'm trying to think. We just had this in. I think I had a variation of this that was limited to 500. This is another variation of it on dark purple vinyl. Includes inner sleeve. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Has Misery on it. Was the hit off of this record. Not a record that I have probably heard since the 90s. All right. Let's check out the reissue stuff from Pure Pleasure. Pure Pleasure is an audiophile reissue label out of the United Kingdom, for you guys who don't know, and they specialize in, I would say at this point, avant-garde jazz and jazz in general, because they're doing a lot of stuff that no other label is touching. You know, I think Vinyl Me Please, for instance, did some of the Tribe stuff, but they did it first. Some of these are just absolutely dynamite. Typically, everything is all analog. Very similar to Speaker's Corner. Discs are made at the same place. The jackets are more than likely made at the same place. But yeah, let's take a look. Basie at Birdland. This is a double disc. Recorded live at the Jazz Corner of the World. Little essay on the back there by Michael Koskuna. Oh man, let's try to make some space. All right, Carmen Mcrae. The Great American Songbook. Another double disc. Recorded live at Dante's. Duke Ellington. The Great Paris Concert. You know, some of these are done by Kevin Gray as well. You know, he did some mastering on some of these. Christine McVie, Christina Perfect. Of course, I think she just goes by Christina Perfect on this record, but saw her with Lindsey Buckingham when they did the Buckingham McVie concert. Phenomenal. Really underrated album. Sam Dees, The Show Must Go On. They do a lot of blues stuff, but it seems like lately Pure Pleasure has moved into a lot of jazz. You know, they did a Motorhead title. I mean, they do everything, but a bulk of what they've been putting out lately has been avant-garde jazz. The Modern Jazz Quartet, Lonely Woman. But they're doing some stuff like, you know, for instance, the Atlantic titles and some labels that nobody else is touching. Man, the Atlantic stuff really desperately needs a reissue campaign, like the Blue Note, Verve, Impulse, Prestige, Contemporary. We need Atlantic stuff back in print, high quality. The Wonderful World of Jazz by John Lewis. It's not Thanksgiving yet, but never too early maybe for Arlo Guthrie's Alice's Restaurant. All right, Louis Armstrong, Satch Plays Fats. There is actually some more of these that I still haven't received into the system yet that I will be putting up tomorrow, later today, tomorrow. Cindy Bechet, the Grand Master of the soprano saxophone and clarinet. Duke Ellington, Ellington Uptown. You know, but Pure Pleasure was one of those labels that was cracking out audiophile records 20 years ago when very few people cared compared to today. Canned Heat, Boogie with Canned Heat. Blue Rose, Rosemary Clooney, Duke Ellington, and his orchestra. That's a good record. I actually like that record. Shorty Rogers, The Jazz Waltz. On reprise. Louisiana Red, The Lowdown Porch Blues. All right, Ruth Brown, Miss Rhythm. This originally was on Atlantic as well, but for whatever reason, they've pulled the Atlantic logo off and it just says Pure Pleasure. Same with the Sheriff, the Modern Jazz Quartet. Sarah Vaughan in Hi-Fi on Columbia. This is a digital, or excuse me, this is not digital, this is a double record. That is analog, according to this here hype sticker. Blues Jam at Chess. Fleetwood Mac, Otis Spawn, Willie Dixon, Shaky Horton. This is a double as well. Mingus Dynasty. A lot of Columbia titles, man, need to get a good repressing as well. Another Mingus, Let My Children Hear Music. This is actually a really difficult title to find an original of. I mean, you know, it's not impossible, but, and it's not that it goes for super money. It's just not one of those titles you see very often. J.B. Lenore, Alabama Blues. Brazilian Bird, Charlie Bird. Carlos Jobim's on this as well. That's always a popular title. Carmen Mcrae sings Loverman. Mary Black, By the Time It Gets Dark. This is a single. It's a gatefold. Felt like a double there for a minute. Cab Calloway, Heidi Heidi Ho. On RCA. Art Farmer, Jim Hall, Big Blues. Special edition. I'm glad they included this hype sticker because this is one that I got some calls on in the past. Special edition. Side 1 is a 45 RPM. Side 2 is a 33 RPM. That is very good information to know ahead of time. That hype sticker was not on the original batch of these. Not that I got anyways. Tito Rodriguez. Three Loves I Have. Cha-Cha-Cha. Mambo. And Guanaco. Maybe. Guanaco? In that ballpark. I got the Mambo right. In the Cha-Cha-Cha. Eddie Lockjaw Davis. Love Calls. Great cover. Brings back memories sitting there. Got a couple kings in his hand. Of course, every time I have kings in my hand, it feels like somebody else has a pair of aces. But, you know, different story. different episode of Live at the In-Groove. Let's see. Duster Bennett. Smiling Like I'm Happy. Eddie Boyd, 7936. Johnny Shines, Last Night's Dream. Feel like all the avant-garde jazz is at the end. I guess that's the way it was arranged in the box. Esther Phillips, From a Whisper to a Scream. Otis Spawn, The Biggest Thing Since Colossus. That's actually a good title. I've had that one for quite a few years. Stanley Turrentine, Sugar, with Ron Carter, George Benson, and Freddie Hubbard. Fantastic CTI title. One of my favorites on the label. Louis Armstrong, Town Hall Concert Plus. Let's see. Sonny Rollins and Coleman Hawkins. Sonny meets Hawk. Kenny Burrell, God Bless the Children. Ben Webster, Atmosphere for Lovers and Thieves. Otis Spawn, Is the Blues, on Candid. Candid had a lot of great blues releases. Here's a label I'd love to see a good reissue campaign on. Bethlehem, Stan Levy, Grand Stan. I mean, they don't have, you know, hundreds of titles worth doing, but they've got quite a few. Thelonious Monk, Something in Blue, on Black Lion. The original and the best of Nina Simone. A lot of great Nina on Bethlehem. Okay, the Modern Jazz Quartet, Pyramid. Here we go. Now we're getting into some good stuff. On Strata East, Charles Tolliver. And Music Inc. Actually, this is Music Inc. Live at Slugs, a Volume 2. Charles Lloyd Quartet, Lovin'. Actually got a reel-to-reel of this recently. Sounded like trash, but that's the reel-to-reel, not the record. It was one of the, it was a lower speed reel-to-reel, but bought a collection, tested a lot of them out, so I've been listening to a lot of reel-to-reel lately. Leo Wright, Blues Shout. Great album. Roland Kirk, Blackness on Atlantic. Originally Atlantic. Fantastic record. All right, and one of my absolute favorite avant-garde albums. Talk about this quite a lot on the channel. Phil Rayland, Vibes from the Tribe. Absolutely amazing drum breaks on this album. This record is fantastic. I mean, it's, it goes a little bit, it's got some more avant-garde tunes on it, but there's a couple of tracks on here that just have dynamite drum breaks on it. Really fun record. Dig it. Originals go for a couple grand. Still regret, very few records I've ever sold that I didn't want to sell, but for some reason I did. I had a sealed copy of this thing, and like I do with many things, I put it on eBay, no reserve auction, and I got just a couple $100 for it. It was such a disappointing thing to have to mail that record out, but yeah. Let's see, Cecil Payne, Zodiac on Strata East. Mary Black, Orchestrated. The Strata 50th anniversary stickers are new. This is just one of those labels. If you guys aren't familiar with Strata East, if you're a jazz guy, you should be. If you're an avant-garde jazz guy, you really, really should be. But Strata is an amazing label. Everything on this label is, next to there's a couple of Pharoah Sanders titles, but everything on this label is extremely difficult to find. Very, very expensive. Just stuff you do not see. Harold Vick, Don't Look Back. Same thing with Tribe. This was super limited edition stuff. Maybe 1,000 of these, 500 or 1,000 of these came out back in the day when they were new. The time is now. John Hicks, Hell's Bells. This is on Strata East. This is actually a later Strata East title. I think this came out maybe 1980. But that's one that you see that every now and then. That's not super hard like some of them. Chet Baker and Crew. This is actually a double. Good record. Bobby Timmons is actually on the piano on this. Bobby Timmons, who was with the Jazz Messengers quite a while, wrote Moanin'. Charles Tolliver, Music Inc., Compassion. Music Inc., another group that was on Strata East. That's why the other one confused me, because that's called Music Inc. Maybe that's where they got the idea for the band name, Music Inc. Another later title, Strata. Let's see. Leadbelly. His guitar, his best, his piano. His guitar, his voice, his piano. That makes more sense. Glass Bead Games. Clifford Jordan Quartet. And these are nice too, because I've got quite a lot of original Strata titles. They are on the crummiest vinyl. I mean, most of them are noisy. They have chunks of paper in them. I mean, they just weren't putting out high quality titles. And a lot of these, man, they really best those. Doug Hammond, Reflections in the Sea of Nurian. This actually was in the Tribe box set that Vinyl Me Please did some time ago. I'm almost positive it was, yeah, because I believe my copy was damaged and I had to get a replacement. Sonny Fortune, Great Friends. Duke Ellington's 70th birthday concert. Double disc. Recorded live in England. Souvenir edition. All right, Handscapes. I think this is actually a new title. This just came out. This is actually a title that doesn't go for a ton of money for an original. I mean, compared to some of the $500, $1,000, $2,000 titles. Great record, Wendell Harrison. Dreams of a Love Supreme. Bought a collection once, maybe 7 years ago when I first opened, and there was 5 sealed copies of this in it. Same collection, coincidentally, that Vibes from the Tribe came from. This one I did keep a copy of. But yeah, that is it, guys. Check us out online at theingroove.com. Ton of stuff. Duke Ellington, glad this came in. This was one of those titles, man, we had to wait a long time for. All right, until next time.